Here we go. Good morning. If you are in New Mexico, where Iadiale is, good afternoon if you are in other parts of the United States, or good evening if you are in Cameroon and other parts of Africa. Welcome to Talk to Me Africa. Today is special because I'm going back to my roots, okay? So I host this show called Talk to Me Africa. I have a background in journalism, and I'm going back to my roots because my mother is from the Oroko clan and my father is from Bakosi. So when I see culture, I jump to it. I'm a child from two worlds. That's how I grew up. And I'm excited to be here to talk about the Oroko people, the culture, the tradition. Who are they and what are they planning to do come very soon in the name of a convention? You know, growing up in Cameroon as a child from two tribes, sometimes you're being tossed around, you know, where do you go? Where do you come? And given that the African culture says you are your father's child, I'm glad that we got to spend so many third-term holidays with my maternal grandmother. So my Oroko blood did not get lost. It is embedded in me. My mother, for some reason, became more Bakosi. She learned Bakosi language. She's so fluent. People don't even know she's an Oroko woman, but she also was part of the Oroko culture. So we went to two meetings, Bakosi meeting with my father and Oroko meeting with my mother. So I'm so glad to know that the Oroko people who have been so much in the background for some reason are coming to the forefront now. You know, there's so many things that people do not know about the Oroko people. So let's learn about this special group of people here today. I must tell you something. I was emceeing a wedding over the weekend, and the couple were from the Northwest. The groom is from Com and his wife from Bafut. And guess what? Because the groom grew up in the Kondo Titi, he requested for an Oroko song. That was a beautiful time. We played a beautiful song by Tokamo, and the people that danced, I tell you, that told me that Oroko people are known beyond Ndian, beyond Meme, and that the culture that is in that part of the country can also be taken to other parts of the world. Doesn't matter where you're from, embrace our culture. So welcome to Talk to Me Africa. I have a plethora of Oroko people here today, president of the host state that will be hosting the convention 2024. That's Minnesota. That's my state. I used to live there and I love it so much. That's why they're called. And I have the public relations officer of the Oroko Cultural Association. Thank you for being here today. And let me start with Iya Diale. Oh, by the way, the president, the national president, are you current national president? No, Georgia president. I'm Tata Musongo Nanje from Georgia. Thank you for being here. And Tata Nanje, who is the president of Oroko Association in Massachusetts. Thank you for making the time. And Tata Okole, you are the vice national president. Welcome, everyone.
Tata Okole Winston is the national president of Oroko USA.
Oh, yeah. Welcome
to Talk he's serving his second term. Yeah.
Wow. That means you've been doing great to be on your second term. Anyway, let's kick off with Iya Diale, who is a lone star in New Mexico. Welcome to Talk to Me Africa. Tell us a little bit about the Oroko people in New Mexico. Are you alone? Do you know anyone else who's there before we get into other topics about the Oroko people?
Thank you. I'll call you Iya Mabel.
Yes, please.
Because that's the salutation we give to ladies.
That's right.
Thank you, Batadas. The Honorable National President, Tata Okole, the president of Boston chapter, the longest serving Oroko chapter president, Tata Jana Nanje, the Honorable Public Relations Officer, Sese Etukeni, the Honorable Tata Musongo Nanje, president of the Georgia chapter, and of course, the president of the host chapter, Minnesota, Tata Thomas Elangwe. Thank you for hosting this, Iya Mabel. It is a privilege for the Oroko clan, the Oroko tribe, to make a presence in social media. What can we say about the Oroko tribe? It is made up of 10 clans. You have the Balue, you have the Batangas, the Bimas, now if I get stuck, if I get stuck,
you'll be helped. You'll be helped. Yes, I have that question. I'll be directing it to the cultural president soon, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we have 10 clans, And every year, we celebrate this beautiful culture in a state that the chapter president feels that they can invite the denizens to come and celebrate the culture. The history of some of the Oroko clans varies. Like I'm from Batanga. My father is from Lowe Batanga. My mother is from Manya, Batanga. And it is known that the Batanga tribes moved from Congo, Central Republic of Congo, and migrated towards the river, following the river banks. And when they got to Vuri in Cameroon, there was a split. So you had some Batanga group that moved to Kribi. So when you go, I have a Kribi sister here who's from Batanga, and whenever we see, we hug each other. I say, this is my sister from another side of the world. She is Batanga from Kribi. I am Batanga from Lower Batanga. But I feel that the pride of the Oroko person is this whole Oroko. So I've been saying all of this and I was muted.
You were muted for a sentence. You said the pride of Oroko. Continue.
Yeah, the pride of the Oroko is our welcoming hospitality spirit.
Yes.
So absolutely. When you see someone, you greet them, Oroko-yi.
Oroko-yi
means welcome.
Yes.
So that is a very simple salutation that you can give. As I was saying, I'm from Batanga. My father is from Lowe. My mother is from Manya. And our clan, we migrated from Congo Brazzaville and moved along the river banks. And when we got to River Vuri, there was a split. Part of the Batanga family moved to Kribi. So you have the Batangas in Kribi and you have some Batangas in Indian division.
That's interesting.
We are in the heart of the forest, the Corrupt National Forest. That is where the Batanga people are. The Oroko tribe is very diverse, rich in the best food, rich in the best culture, our movement, our rhythm, our dancing. It is known that the Oroko woman, if you marry an Oroko woman, you have a gem. That family will be together. The Oroko women don't leave marriages. Yeah. If you're lucky to have one, you have a gem because they will stick with you. They will build up your family. No matter what, you will have a fruitful and a successful household. So that's my little cent I can give about the Oroko people. So someone from another clan can pick up with that history.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank
but
you.
Before I let you go, talk about, New Mexico, where you are. Do you have other Oroko people besides the sister that you usually see and you hug?
Yes, I've been living in New Mexico here for 19 good years. But three months ago, I had an Oroko family. They moved here from Utah. And I'm still getting them acclimated into this environment. So far, we have had that bonding, and we're just after trying in schools. And when things get settled, they have expressed their desire to belong to the Oroko family, just like our tradition, just like how we do it.
So you don't have a chapter in New Mexico, but you belong to a different...
I belong to the national. I am the financial secretary of the national executive. Yes.
Hopefully someday you have a number enough to have your own state chapter. Looking forward to that. Yes, thank you so much.
That's my wish. Yes, I think if I can get my daughters when they have finished their school, I can get my daughters, my husband, and we can form a chapter here.
That's great. Yeah, I start with one family. Anyway, that's awesome. Talk about, from the Congo. My uncle, who's my mother's direct brother, he is of Leno. He's so rest in peace. He was so hooked up to the people from the Congo, and he even spoke Lingala because he said, there's this connection that he has as a Oroko person to the people of the Congo, and he named his children some of those, Lingala names. Wonderful, So it's amazing to know how culture takes you, away from what your own immediate borders are. Well, anybody want to add to who the Oroko people are and where their origin is? Do we have the cultural president to throw some more light onto what Iya Diale has just talked about the Oroko people? Yeah, Mado, are you ready?
The cultural secretary is ready.
Okay.
I just came in. This is Frida.
Yeah, Frida, we need your face. This is video. We can't be talking to an iPhone, please. If you get your video ready, let's have somebody else chip in and talk about who the Oroko people are. There you go.
Okay, while we wait for this is Tata Kole.
Go ahead.
While we wait for the cultural secretary to come in, I just want to add, just take off from where Iyadiale left off. So when the Orokos from the Congo Belt arrived the banks of the Indian River, they continued to move in. The reason for movement into the inner lands or the hinterlands was fertile land. People were looking for fertile land. And in the old days, the people who went out to look for fertile lands were the male. And the males who could do this were hunters. So each family, if your family was strong enough and you had somebody who was energy strong enough, they will be the people who go do hunting. They will go way far from where their settlement is. And as they go, they kill these animals, they dry them, and keep them. They continue to hunt. And if they see a fertile land, they come back and they take their people and they keep moving. So that's how the Oroko people kept moving inwards. And when they got to around the Balwe land, which I want to talk about because I'm from Balwes, the person who was the hunter who dispersed the Balwe people was somebody from the tribe called Ngo. Ngo was a twin. So he was a hunter too. So when they got to the Balwe land, they kept moving inwards. And if you see the Meme division right now, part of the Ngo family settled in Meme division. And then another family of the same Ngo moved to the Bakosi where you come from.
Yeah.
So you can do a little bit of research there and you will know that migration was from the Oroko to the Bakosi land. So we have Ngo who moved to the Bakosi land. We have another Ngo who moved to Meme, and we have another Ngo who was in the Balwe land who moved towards Betenge, which is the cradle of the Balwe. He moved to the other villages and all the way to Mato, which is very close to Kumba. So that's how the Oroko people dispersed, and from the Batanga, you find them all over to Mbonge, Kumbe, in the Rumpis, all the way to Meme. And I think I'm even told that there's some villages that share the Meme, the Manu.
Yes.
Some part of Manu, you have the Oroko people there.
Yes.
And even in Fako around the Munyenge, you have Oroko people there.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah, my grandparents settled in Baipanya area. That's where I spend most of my holidays as a primary school pupil. Learned the agriculture, cocoa farming, plantain, go pick snails, corn, yamangoro in the in the bushes and all that stuff. And then we also visited a lot of times we went to Mato because one of my maternal aunties live in Mato. So the Oroko people are quite, scattered around Dian and Meme division. Anybody want to add about the Oroko people, where they are from? So before we move on to the next question. Yeah, Frida, are you ready now?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready.
Go ahead. Okay.
Oh, for the same question?
Yes. So the Oroko people and where are they from? Just whatever you can add to that.
Okay, I mean, the origin has been spoken, but the little village where I come from, Three Corners, Bekondo, Big Bekondo, It's another little small migration. Also, the Big Bekondo people during the wars, Three Corners Bekondo, it was like the front line. So according to them, these settlers, because my great-grandfather was a chief, but he migrated from the Fulani. So he settled in a place called the Three Corners Bekondo. So that area, the indigents thought like that area was like a front line for them to the back of the village. So when people were coming for the war, they would kill those people in the front line. So all the strangers were the people that settled around that area. So they gave us this name, they call Bafa, but which we have fought for, and we are no more slaves, so we have fought for that name to be eradicated. So we are called Three Corners Bekondo. So it's another little village that split from the big Bekondo. So, but we have a chief who is my brother, so it's one of the villages. It's counted as a village now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about the name Bafa. That's something interesting to learn about the Oroko people. That's interesting. Now, the Oroko people have a strong and rich cultural identity that is rooted in music and also in their food and, in the way that Diale talked about, receiving their welcoming attitude. Can we throw some more light onto these cultural aspects that the Oroko people have? Because I said earlier that people don't know a lot about the Oroko people. A lot of time I've been asked, are you from Bakweri? No. When you start dancing with your, back, and because Bakweri people have been so much known when I lived in other states, and the Oroko were like behind, not really exposed. And so when you hear the Bakweri song playing, you join because it's similar to our own traditional moves. So let's talk a little bit more about the cultural aspects of the Oroko people besides the music and their food. What makes the Oroko culture rich? What makes it thick? Anybody can go.
The cultural secretary.
Let's go.
Unmute yourself, please.
Why already knew?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oroko. Why Balondo?
Hey.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity to share our rich culture. Like the first speaker said, and the president and the vice president, we have a diversified culture. That's why sometimes people say, you are speaking a different dialect. This person is speaking a different dialect, but why are you people called Oroko? That is the uniqueness of an Oroko man. If you look at us, okay, like the president is from another clan. I am from another clan. For example, I'm Bakundu. I'm from Green Bakwasupe.
That's one thing they usually call one Bakundu, because they're different clans. I like that you brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I am from Green Bakwasupe. Like he said, we migrated from Batanga to Opambakwa. Opambakwa was found around Biaka, Ambu. That's somewhere. That area is, like the president said, is sharing boundaries with Manu Division. So because of like he said, the wars and the rest, so we had one of our founding fathers, Tata Obianamata, who left from Opambakwa and he was doing hunting. And when he came to Supe and saw water, everywhere there was water. So he said, oh, this is a good place for my people to come and settle. So that is when he went back and brought back the people to Supe. That is why our village is called, because our first village was Mbakwa. So because he discovered that river and named it Supe, the name now is called Mbakwa Supe.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it's called Mbakwa Supe. So like you said in the culture, we have 10 different clans in the Oroko ethnic group. We have the Balondo, they speak the Luondo. We have the Balondo Badziko, we have the Balondo Bananga, we have the Balwe, they speak Lulwe. We have the Batanga, they speak Lotanga. We have the Bima, they speak Bima. We have the Kombe, they speak a Kombe. We have a Mbonge, they speak Mbonge. We have Bakoko, they speak Lokoko. We have Ngolo, they speak Longolo. And we have Bakundu, they speak Lokundu. but the tongue is a little bit different. But when a Balwe man is talking, I will understand. When a Bakubu man is talking, the president will understand. But the difference is we cannot speak the same way. But in terms of music and our tradition, it is unique. We have different, the Malay dance that is practiced in the Bakweri land started from the Oroko land.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Malay dance today that people will enjoy everywhere started from the Oroko land. We have our own different way. We have Malay, we have Dio, we have Disongo, we have Dingwangi, we have different forms of music. Even the way we dance with some gestures. A lot of people don't beat their skin to like dance, like to perform. If you see the ladies, if they want to shake their backs, oh, I wish you'll be there in Minnesota and you will see what will be there. If you see the men, the way we dress, sometimes with social media and the rest, we have started diverting from our culture. That is why we have decided that no, even though we are out of the country, we should maintain our culture. Our children who are here should know that this is a real Oroko man. If you look at my head, what I'm wearing, this is an Oroko cap. Yeah, this is an Oroko cap.
Does
If
it
you
have a
look at
name in the language, the dialect?
this one, you want me to call the name? You have to
Yes, so
give
that we
whiskey.
learn. Yeah, people who are watching on about Oroko tribe. Yeah, Oroko clan, sorry. Yeah.
Ipoto, they call it Ipoto. Ipoto.
Ikoto.
So you see like what the PR is wearing. That's not an Oroko cap.
The red one is not Oroko cap. You're very correct. That red one is not an Oroko hat. Yeah.
This is Munasawa. We are all Munasawa. We are all Sawa people.
We are Sawa people. Yeah, I agree with you. And we have another cap that we wear, the one that is long, you know, it falls one side. That's our cap. We wear it with sanja and white shirts. But you know,
Sanja
because
is
of
the loin that you tie around your waist, the loin cloth. Yeah.
Yeah, the long cloth and white shirt. But now because of modernity and the rest, people are, instead of us to be wearing white shirt, we go and maybe sew senator or we sew the Nigerian style. But a typical Oroko man is Sanjana shirt.
Yes.
Sanjana shirt. That is the dressing of an Oroko man. The women is Kaba.
Kaba, yeah.
Kaba, yeah, is Kaba. That is why when you come to, during our cultural week, you will see the women with Kaba, very beautiful. You will see the men with Sanja. Shirt. The PRO was the one who won the prize, the best prize of the best dressed man in the last cultural week in the last convention in Houston. So in terms of dancing, we dance the same way, but
like this one, like the Bakweris, like the Douala. So it's all like he said, Sawa. It's kind of a general
Sawa,
culture.
Yeah, general culture. But the way we sing with some gestures. We sing with some, you know, what happened was that they cheated us, the Oroko people.
Who cheated
those days
you?
of Aijo. Aijo
Go ahead,
cheated
let's
us.
hear that.
Yeah, you remember in those days of Aijo, there were only two tribes that were promoted when it concerns music, the Ewondos and the Dwalas. That is why you saw in those days you hear Dwala songs and you hear Ewondo song, Bikusi and the rest. But because of social media and as time is going on, you have seen now that Oroko, we have many artists.
Yeah, we do.
Many artists who have come out, who have come up with. You have heard about Betondi James.
Betondi James, yeah, the Tokamo, yes. There's
Tokamo,
Willie de Paris.
Willie de Paris. Paolo de Plaisir.
There are some ladies too, yeah. I can't think of their names now, but
pardon?
No, I said Lady Kate.
Lady Kate, yes. Lady Kate is a good Oroko artist.
So our culture is a unique one. When I'm dancing, you will know this is an Oroko man. When the president is dancing, you will know this. And you know, we dance with some gestures. When you go to our website, you will see it. We dance with some styles like Jordans. For example, Jordans. I know you don't know about a Jordans. They wear something they call Mbaba in the back. And they dance with you, and the thing is shaking behind like this. That's your dance. You get it? The, the thing is shaking like this. The Songo dance, oh, that one is like the decor, the gesture, the steps, the way they move from left to right, center, forward. Oh, you just join the crew. I remember when I was a student in the University of Yaoundé too. That's about how many years ago? When by then the Prime Minister, Chief Ephraim Enoni, the former Prime Minister, they invited us Oroko to come and perform. But you know, the irony was like we had the Bakweri and the Oroko. The Bakweri were saying that we go dominate now, we go dominate now. But you know what we did? When we entered there, they were searching our bags, you know, his house protocol and the rest. So when we entered there, we removed Ngoba. Everybody was like, where did you bring these things? Even the Prime Minister was like, he was shocked. That, in my house, when I moved Juju, the man was like, on Monday, you're supposed to come and see me in my office because of the beauty. And we composed a song for him. He was like, then he told us his history, that we should not forget that the mother is from Konye. The grandmother was from Konye. Yeah, so he's an Oroko man. Though he's a chief in Bakin but he's an Oroko man. So you see, like we said, all of us are one, even the Bakweri, the Doualas, and the rest. It's just that geographical demarcation that have separated us. Then when it comes to food, oh, I know you have tasted berendi.
Absolutely, yes. The food is wonderful. I tell you, my grandmother used to cook with
Kondiri. Kondiri. Wow. That's a black soup. Well, our own black soup. That Bakosi they call a pankwalan. You have tasted koki. Ekwang is those are our dishes. Ekwang, nobody should tell you that Ekwang is from another land. It's from Oroko land.
It's from the Oroko land.
Yes. Koki.
There was that argument on Facebook about where is Ekwang from, and an Oroko girl said like it's not even Ekwang, it's Ekpang. The way she spelled it, like it is a traditional dish from the Oroko land. So yes.
So we have variety of dishes. We have varieties. Sometimes you cook fish and mopupu. Mopupu is a dry plantain. I don't know whether you know it.
Yeah.
What they call poo.
Yeah.
Poo is from Oroko land. So you get it. Sometimes we say Aero is a universal food. Come to Oroko land, you enjoy everything. In short, come to the convention. We have Ndo. Ndo, you know the traditional bitter leaf.
Bitter leaf, yes.
Very, very interesting. There are many dishes. I cannot call everything here.
I think you can go on and on and on about the beauty of the Oroko culture.
So the uniqueness of us is we might speak different languages. We might speak differently, but we are unique. We are unique in one term. If A is speaking, B will understand. If C is talking, D will understand. I know in these 10 clans, like I named them, in these 10 clans, we intermarry.
Yeah.
You understand? We intermarry. Sometimes, let me tell you the truth. If you don't marry an Oroko man or an Oroko woman, you are missing something.
Let's leave it at that for a minute. Let me talk about
what are you missing?
Well spoken, Tata.
Yeah, maybe. Can I just come in?
Go ahead, Piero.
Yeah, we have exhausted the cultural secretary for long. So while the host chapter president gets ready and the secretary general, so I'm going to throw the curtain to the Georgia chapter president.
Yes.
It's somebody that can, well, if you look at Mr. President, if you look at the Oroko in terms of the commanding presence in Cameroon, what are those aspects you think that the Oroko people are doing that has never been done before and is making headlines across the world?
I agree, because the Oroko people have been quiet for a long time. So what are they doing today that is making headlines? Tata Nanje.
Where do you want me to start? You know, we've been doing a whole lot, just like Tata Ekole said. You know, we've been marginalized, but no more. Okay, the Oroko people are here to stamp their footprint. You know, I can go on and on with projects that have been done, especially in this administration and the orders that followed. before this. I can go back to when Tata Fred Medico was president. We successfully delivered benches to the hinterland, to children who were going to school with no benches. In the past, with Dr. Ebenye's regime, the humanitarian effort was second to none. And right now in this present administration, the sponsorship of our Oroko children through the initiative of our board and our president, Tata Okole, where every single year we choose some number of kids from the various clans and sponsor them, either for trade, you name what kind of trade. We have them on record that we do. And looking at that, one of our biggest challenges in our Oroko is the selling of land. But guess what? The Bakuldu Credit Union was born as a result of that, so that they can actually finance our people back home who, when they have financial issues, they give their land for 2 party. And then it ends up in the hands of, we'll call them, strangers.
I grew up hearing that a lot. Going to my maternal grandmother's village for holidays.
But
2 party. Yeah,
yes.
that's a challenge.
But then it's a big challenge, and we are fighting that. And thanks to the sensitization of the Oroko in the diaspora, things are changing. That's just a little I can talk about that. When it came to, in terms of training, I've been part of the Oroko developmental program for the youth for a long time. We, alongside my little brother, he's back home. He was just crowned chief of Mufako Balwe right now. Kingsley Kingsley. We started the very first training session on basic computer skills. And guess what? We could not do that in our Oroko land because of infighting. It was stationed in Kumba, in Meme, but we wanted it to be Indian, where I'm from. So those are some of the projects that Oroko kids, Oroko denizens have undertaken that flies under the radar. But now it's in the forefront. And I'll plead with every Oroko member, whether be it in the diaspora and back home, to support such developmental projects. It's as a result of that, that we collectively will be stronger and we can dominate in this very age of technology. Thank you.
Great. That's great. Talking about the age of technology and culture, if you've heard about Diomo does, he has a page called Learn Oroko, and he is doing a very good job in trying to let the Oroko people know that you can learn the language today thanks to technology. And so he has his characters whom he uses to do skits, and they speak in the dialect, even though sometimes they mix it up with a little bit of pidgin or English sometimes. I think it is great. So let's talk about the Oroko culture.
Let me add something from what Tata Nange said.
Yeah.
Before I could travel
out of Cameroon,
then I was still a student. Out of Cameroon, then I was still a student. Oroko, their first, especially Oroko in the US, their first aim was to make each and every Oroko child to be educated. I can remember in those days, the Oroko USA, Europe, and the rest, they organized in a way that they would send books and other didactic materials because there was no technology and the rest. And we had one library in Kumba and one library in Ekondo Titi that Oroko children could access when they are preparing for their exams or whatever. They know with the crisis and the rest, things have changed. So the priority was for education. I remember sometimes when we have cultural weeks like that, we will always have a spokesman or a spokesperson who will be coming maybe from Europe or America to come and talk to us, to tell us how things are going, how education is very important. An Oroko man, the last thing that an Oroko man will do to his or her child is not to send the child to school. If you go to all Oroko villages, the first thing is education. Whether the parents are poor or are rich, they want their children to go to school. That's why we say in Oroko dialect that Bimbanjarori, Manaroro Esambi Katiaka. You get it? If I don't have, yeah, if I'm not fine, my child should be fine, which is a blessing to the father and the mother, to the parents. So an Orokoma, even if he's a farmer or whatever, he doesn't have the means to send a child to school, but at least the basic one, they will do it.
That's right.
The basic.
That's right.
Yeah. They don't allow children to stay at home. Example, like in my village, in Bakwasupe, if you don't send your child to school, you'll be punished. At least you have to send that child to learn a trade. If that child cannot go to school, you have to send, and the village has made it in the way that we have children that we sponsor, we take initiative and we sponsor them from the village. It's the same thing that Oroko in USA is doing. We have many projects that we are taking on, and that is why we are putting emphasis more on education. More on education, because that's the only thing that a parent can give to a child. Any other thing is zero, because if I have PhD today, that PhD is not for my own children, it's for me.
For everyone, yeah.
Even if I die tomorrow,
yeah, it
so
continues somehow. That's great. There's a lot to learn, you know, about the Oroko people. Let me talk to the Secretary General. I think it's Iyamado. Iyamado, question for you is, what is the main source of the economy of the Oroko people? You know, I know that there are some changes that have happened. I grew up with my maternal grandmother doing a lot of farming with cocoa, but now CDC is dwindling and all that. So what do local people depend on as their main source of income? Yeah, Mado, where are you? You're kind of sideways.
No,
your image is sideways. Yeah, Mado. And if you can unmute yourself too, and let's do that. I'm excited to get to the talk with the president of Minnesota chapter about the upcoming convention that will be happening.
Okay. The main source of income of Oroko.
Yeah, Mado, you're sideways. Just turn your phone around.
Like this?
Yes, perfect. Keep going.
The main source of Oroko people, I think, is farming.
You not turn your phone. On your phone.
Huh?
You're sideways. No, you are sideways.
Keep flipping it. Go around. Turn your phone around. No, do it again. The other way, please.
Like
there
this?
You go. Yes, that's fine. You're fine now. We see you straight.
The main source of Oroko people, I think, I know, is farming. Like growing up, we fed on farms. We used to go to farms do our farm work. That's because of our fertile soil. But with the palm oil and everything, we lived with it. So I don't think there's any other thing that we do, except for now that most people are like they've developed in one way or the other, like going abroad, study other things. But our main source was farming. That's all I know.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, I had this chat with somebody a long time ago that the farming that they do, which is very sustainable and so rich for the economy, is cocoa, and they don't benefit a lot from what they produce. The farm to market price is so different that you think that Oroko people are so hardworking, yet what they make out of their hard work is so little compared to what the international market makes out of it. So kudos to all our Oroko parents and grandparents who are doing so well in the farming sector. So go ahead.
Can I just ask another follow-up question to the Secretary General, and if possible, the Financial Secretary to chip in? Madam Secretary General, what are the modalities to become an Oroko member?
First of all, you must be
a member of the association.
Yes.
You must be an Oroko first.
Good.
Married to Oroko. But to become a member of Oroko USA, you must be a registered member. Because we have so many Orokos here in the US, they are not registered, so we don't consider them to be Oroko.
So do you welcome people from other? Okay, let me for
yes,
me.
I'm coming.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. And if because most people like Oroko, like somebody who grew up in Oroko land, they just like to join. Once you're registered, it doesn't matter whether you're one of your parents come from because in our meeting in Houston, we have people from the Northwest that are registered like Oroko USA. So it's like welcoming, it's just registration and then that makes membership. That's it. We don't discriminate because like our name entails welcome. We welcome everybody. Everybody.
Yeah. That's what I was heading to.
Because... get married to Oroko. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe let me throw this question again to Iyajale. Iyajale, once you register as a financial secretary, what are the benefits of becoming an Oroko member? Become part of the association.
Thank you, Tata Piero. So registration, you are a bona fide registered member of Oroko USA. When you pay $100 for registration and $100 from Jasawaka, that is when you complete your registration. So if you have paid $100 for registration, but not in Jasawaka, you are not yet a fully registered member.
And so, for someone who doesn't understand what Jasawaka is, if you could translate.
Yes, Jasawaka is like our own, translated as who doesn't die. Everybody dies. So it is our own traditional name, our own Oroko title that we've given to a death insurance, like a death insurance. So if someone dies and they are in good standing with the association, we pay out $10,000 face amount to their beneficiary to cover the expenses. If you are a bona fide registered member, if you have first degree relative who dies, your parents, your spouse, or your children, there will be a fund drive in the General Assembly for people to help in to contribute. Recently, there are people who have joined the WhatsApp group. We call it the General Assembly, and they are just there. They are not registered. They registered like 2 years ago, and they have not updated their registration. And then, unfortunately, something happens to them. Because of the Constitution that states that you have to be a bona fide member to have those support, we do not do that fund drive. Your friends can organize a separate WhatsApp group to help you, but it is not going to be taken by the executive or the board of directors. And inside the Oroko USA, we do have programs. We do have the scholarship fund, the endowment fund, which we are trying to raise. We are trying to build an endowment fund before this current executive term, the second term, is over. If we can raise that amount to $25,000, then there will be a permanent endowment fund for Oroko USA to give scholarships to Oroko students in perpetuity.
Awesome. That's great. I don't know if the ladies on this platform have heard about IDOLS. IDOLS is International Dynamic Oroko Ladies. There is Iyaweli Sane Mokwe, who started this. She's a diplomat. She's in Cameroon, and she just recently ended a program in Cameroon called Vacances sans grossesse, so holidays without pregnancy. And so she put the Oroko girl in the forefront. They recently had their General Assembly in Douala, where they had the folklore legend Tata Tokamo participated, and also I talk about Diomo, who does skits in Oroko. So I'm so glad to see that the Oroko language, the Oroko people, the Oroko culture is getting to the forefront, because for so long it's been like it never existed. Now let me go to the president of the Minnesota chapter. I remember when you first came to Minnesota, Tata Elangwe, and you might not remember this, but we were at an event and I was talking to your wife asked me, Lydia, She said her husband just came and he's from Oroko. He needs to know if there is a meeting. I say, no, there's none. There was nothing at the time. And you said, I'm a traditional man. I need my people around me. You know, that stuck with me. And I think that your presence in Minnesota has birthed, you know, the chapter that is going to be hosting the convention very soon. So how did you in Minnesota become the selected host of the convention, and what should we expect when we get there for that convention?
Nabatata Nabaiya Windinye.
Windinye.
Mamie. Bro. Oroko man say Osumamie. Well, yeah, maybe thank you for bringing me up live. Yeah, sure. It's a great pleasure to be here. First, let me start by saying there is no criteria to use to select a chapter to host the convention, like what Diale earlier said. There's no criteria. If you think you can host the Oroko people, you can host the Oroko convention, you come up. So last year convention, I come up here, I want to host the convention. I think Houston beat me. So they pushed the convention to Houston.
So it's a criteria, right? If they beat you, well, how did they beat you?
Like, okay, Minnesota and Houston, it's like there was something like a vote.
Okay.
Something like that.
So you opt, and then there's a vote, and then they come to a decision.
Yeah, like 5 of us or 3 of us opt to take the convention. So it's okay, let's vote. So finally, they gave the convention to Houston. So, but this year there was no vote. It's okay, Minnesota is your time. I said, yes, I receive it, I need it. So you guys come, I will host you guys big time, you know. So that is
it. So what should we expect when we get there? What cultural displays are on the menu?
Well, so far so good. When it comes to culture, we have our normal cultural Friday evening. Although I try to put some other different tribes to bring their own culture into to spice the Friday. I invited the Balis and I invited the Bangwa, just two. They give me chance. Okay, at a language bring 2. You know, I said okay, let's see how we can spice it and make it different. So again, I want to make it different. Again, try to embrace one Oroko man. There's a juju we call Njoku. I wanted to bring Njoku. My national president said, give me the mantle, give me the authority to bring Njoku. I want to bring Njoku for this convention. So I went down to Cameroon. I tried to talk with the people, man. The formalities to bring the Njoku was not easy. It's like, you take my head. I said, okay, you guys.
You didn't ask me, you just went straight.
Yes, I said, I'm going to America to display our culture. Is it possible?
No, Njoku cannot come like that.
You know, and when you say Njoku, right, it reminds me of the fact that people always say Njoku is just Bakweri. It's a Bakweri thing. You know, but here we are. It is the heart of the Oroko culture, and people need to know that. Despite the fact that we are close to other cultures, we are our own uniqueness. As well, so Njoku is attributed to the Oroko culture, which is a great thing for our audience to know.
Yeah. We have Njoku. The Bakwerians too, they have Njoku. So it was not easy to take that Njoku. If it was easy, I would have brought Njoku here. But it's not easy. So
it's not easy. People have spoken to me.
They say, do you belong to Malay? I said no, I don't belong to any of the Malays. It's okay, forget it.
So, move your cup, it's blocking your face. Thank you.
So far, so good. Spiritually, I have consulted the people back home. Okay, this is what is going to go on.
Spiritually, I like that. You need that blessing from home.
Yeah, talk with the people of Etana. Have you ever heard of Etana?
No.
Oh. In Oroko land, there's a house in every village. In the middle of the village, they call it Etana.
I didn't have that growing up. I didn't see that. Okay, maybe I didn't go to Ngandi. My maternal family from Ngandi. I didn't get there. So
about Etana,
I will ask my mother.
Etana, just to add some flavor in that, Etana is in 2 ways. When you go to some villages, they don't have a building, but they have something that they build like with stones and some ground, and there is a big stone there that they will go there and call the ancestors. Whenever they are performing tradition, they will call on ancestors. So others have Etana, which is a house that they stay there and they perform their rituals. Why others, like in my village, we have the Rikiri, they call it Rikiri, where they go there and they perform their tradition. They will call people. If the women they are doing cleansing, then they will come there, then they will call ancestors to bless everything that is going on. It's the same thing like Etana, that they will go there and do things. Sometimes people feel tradition is negative. No, there is no negativity in tradition. It is the way that you define it. It is the way that you look at it. You know, with the coming of Christianity and this, sorry, I have to call it these born again issues and prosperity gospel, they are trying to turn our tradition into another way. So that's
That's
it.
a challenge that most
Sometimes
cultures are facing. Yeah.
So consulted the elders in the village. Etana, this day, we are having our convention here. So through what
So you've had a blessing from back home.
Tata, go ahead. You have your backing. So everything spiritually it is arranged. Now the ambience part with the the ambience, there's a lot of fun. Minnesota convention is different, absolutely different. We want to create different, something different. For example, we have new stuff in the convention. We have the boat ride. Yeah, which will be on Friday. First, we have on Thursday, we have the welcome party.
Friday, the date is what?
The 30th of August. Is the boat ride, 11 a.m. We have a boat ride. 2 hours, 30-minute boat ride. We step down by 6, 7 p.m. We get to the cultural event. That would be a wonderful
on Friday.
Yeah, don't miss it. On Friday, 7 to by around 3 to 2 a.m. And on Saturday morning, we have the National Assembly, where they talk things, they fix the constitution, whatever matters arising. Don't miss it. Then in the evening from 7 p.m. to 2:30 a.m., we have the gala night. It'll be a lot of fun, a lot of fun. On Sunday, 12 a.m., we have the city talk.
12 p.m. or 12 a.m.?
12 p.m.
Okay.
On Sunday, which is the 31st. Which is the 31st. We have the city tour. There'll be a bus taking Oroko people free of charge around the city. You know, we have Twin
Cities.
Twin Cities. So these guys need to visit this place.
Yeah, need to.
Comes from out of state. That's the package we have for them.
Do you have children involved in this 3-day activity?
Yeah, we plan something like that to take them at the Mall of America. But we're still working on it to see the aquarium. It's very, very interesting. So we need some ladies who will assist with those kits. So I and the national president, we are still working on it on the ground.
That's great. You know, let me talk about the Oroko language here when it pertains to these associations. I used to attend a meeting of some cultural group in Minnesota who had like a Sunday school, but a cultural school for the children while the meeting is going on, and they would teach them the basics of the language. I'm throwing this to the floor for anybody to pick it up. What are we doing? Because all of us who are here in the diaspora, what are we doing to ensure that the children who are of Oroko descent can know to say that my mother, my father, my roots are in the Oroko land, and I can say Werinye, whatever. Are we doing something to teach our children the basics, if not the language itself? That's a question to the floor.
Yeah, let me come in like the cultural secretary. That's what we are trying to do this time. We are not just going to perform like adults, but we want to create a forum that even the children, they will participate. We'll do some quiz. We'll organize some quiz to the children, like to interpret some words. You get it? To interpret what's the meaning of this? How do they call this in the dialect? How do they call this in this? And we have involved them in the dancing competition. So we are going to have a Zoom meeting for them. I'm happy you brought up this question. That's what I was supposed to go and write in the forum. We are going to form a Zoom group that all the children who are coming for the convention, they will have a particular song that all of them will be practicing, maybe differently, so that when they come that day, they will perform. They will do, it will not only be the parents, the children too will be involved, so that at the end of the day, they know where they are coming from. That's it. Because as we are growing, we are having children in America. We don't want them to remain Americanized. We want them to understand that one day they will go back home and they will hear somebody say, Bojiri, Neko, Neri Nairawe. You understand? All those things. Like it is happening when you say, how are you? Say, good. Eh? We have to teach them those things. We have to make them understand. Because like me, I'm planning that once my children, they reach 10, 15, we are going to the farm. Then they'll go and carry cocoa. When they carry that cocoa, they will know where their father is coming from. So that's just it when you take them back home, mosquito will bite them because when they see mosquito here, they'll be shouting, hey, mosquito! You understand? So we have to show them all those things. Yeah, we know they are Americans, they were born here, they can challenge you in any way, but we have to inculcate that culture. Like in my house, when I get up in the morning, they will greet me in the dialect. That is the first thing. They will greet me in the dialect. Mm-hmm. They know one or two things. They can say something behind, they will understand. Though they cannot say, but they will understand what I mean. So we just need to be educating our children. We don't have to do it only during convention. We have to do it at homes. We have to inculcate the spirit of an Oroko man in our children. I get cane from my household. For tell you true, I get cane like an Oroko man. Bama, bo so indongo osoboki se manuare. Otingene likopa ndongo na nginya na mana. So that is it. That's what we are trying to put in now. We want them to perform, not only us. We want them to show us the culture, and we have come with parades that they too will do fashion parade in an Oroko way. It will not be only the art or the fashion parade. Some of them will express themselves in the dialect. I'm trying to come out with some words that I will send to those parents that they should try to be practicing so that on that day they will showcase the Oroko culture. So that's what we are trying to do.
That is great. I like that. And now I want to talk to the national president or his vice. The Oroko National Association, what is your plan to have it in every other state? I like the fact that Diale is alone, but she is part of the national group. Do you plan on reaching out to people in different states and say, hey, I don't know how you want to do this, but we have 50 states in America. What's your outreach plan so that the Oroko people are out there and, they're not behind? There's been some shyness about being Oroko for so long. There's been some stigma like you're too short, you talk with the over R or something like that. Maybe people stay behind. So what's your plan to get the world know that we are Orokos and we are proud? National president or his vice?
We are all inclusive. First of all, we have a website. When you Google Oroko USA, you have a website. On that website, you can go and find whatever you want to find, our origin, our tradition, the meeting places, and the chapters, chapter presidents, and phone numbers where you can make contact. That's our number one outreach. And then secondly, during the conventions, we ask, one who knows who lives in different places. We can call the president. I know he makes personal contacts. If he has put it in the group, if you know any of your relatives or somebody that's in any of the 50 states, like you said, that not aware of our organization, he reaches out. He makes personal phone calls and stuff like that. So that's how we reach out. And during the conventions, what we're doing now, I mean, people come from all over the places and watch us. So some of them get registered on the same day. So it's a lot of way that we reach out to others.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we have like 5 more minutes to be here today. And let's talk a little bit about the challenges that the Oroko people face. Many other tribes, many other clans face their own challenges. And I know that things like migration have affected the Oroko person in a way that we lose touch with who we are. We lose contact with the authenticity of being an Oroko person. So what are some challenges that running this organization have made you realize that we need to focus on A, B, or C to let the Oroko people know that we hear you, we see you, and your challenges are ours, and we're going to help, eradicate this? Anybody can pick up on that question. Maybe the PRO.
Oh. Thank you so much. Yeah, maybe,
we are Sese hat on for represent.
Yeah, I always like to hold my staff. Yeah, this staff was given to
and
me.
Your staff, let's see that a little bit. That's part of the outfit. Yeah, that's very modern.
We for long, maybe the Oroko man has not really been an impact man.
Yep.
But that doesn't change the fact that doesn't dispute that fact. But with this current cream of Oroko people across the 6 continents in the world, we are seeing some major changes and we are solving our challenges. Once we define our mission, the first thing is we identify our mission. We define it. It will not take 1 year, it will not take 2 years, but if we are determined to cut across all these challenges as a people, one destination, maybe I think this current ESCO and the former ones, and those that are going to come after us, we are on the right path to history. So what we need now is leadership with vision, leadership that can take this boat to the next level, to the next generation. Again, another challenges we, the Oroko people, have is finance. Money answers most of the problems in the world, especially in today's world. So we need to create an environment where people that are going to come, generations that are going to come after us, should not go through this kind of situation we are facing. We need to build the financial structures. We need to go and invest in Indian division. We need to go and see wherever another person, this is my brother, this is my sister. We have this help for you. So those things is really, really difficult to get them all together at once. But I think if we have the good leadership, the right frame of mentality, we are going to cross those bridges. Yeah, maybe.
Thank you. Yes. I want the last word to come from the president of Minnesota, the host of the convention. But before we get there, I want to go around the room. Let's just, say one word to an Oroko person who is out there. Let's start with the president, the national president. Is he still there? Or Georgia, the Georgia chapter president, if he's still there. Just say a word to any Oroko person who is watching, who might watch this later, about the National Association, the association, and just, anything for an Oroko person. He's driving. Let's go to Tata Okole.
My brother.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I can multitask. So, one thing I want to say to my fellow Oroko brothers and sisters worldwide, and if you're watching in the US later on, and in particular in the great state of Georgia, which is the mother chapter of Oroko USA, belong. We need you. Come with your services. And we are very, very welcoming. And you will be at home. Thank you.
I like that. Good. Belong. Tata Okole.
Once again, I want to thank you, Mabel, for this opportunity. Oroko people, we in the USA, we consider ourselves the leading force of the Oroko man. We have a website, orokousa.org. As I'm speaking like this, I know a lot of people are hearing me from all the 4 corners of the world. Go there, there's a lot of information there for you. We can help, associations back home. If you have issues, you can get to us. We don't want people who come to us for personal interests. You must come to us for issues that are profitable to our people. We have suffered a lot. If you look at it, the Dian division, the Meme, where you have the Oroko people, you will see that we are the bedbox of the Oroko, of even Cameroon.
Yeah.
We have everything. We have all the resources. We have minerals. If you go to Bafaka and Mufako area, there is gold. If you go to Dinja division, you have crude oil. If there is no Dinja division, there is no Sonora. Maybe some people don't know that. The oil that they are refining in Sonora is coming from Ijabatu and Bakassi. That's where that oil is coming from. Cocoa, we have cocoa. Yeah. We have coffee. We have plantains. We have cocoyam. The soil is so fertile, naturally fertile. All these resources, including the forest. We have a forest which is rich in game reserve. Thus, the creation of the corrupt park in Mundemba. We don't even have 1 centimeter of tar roads.
Despite all the economic resources, yeah.
So our people are suffering. We know that. That is why we are trying to lead the way to help them back home in any way we can. And I repeat, we can help you guys back home. I'm talking directly to those back home. We can help you guys back home, but we don't want to help organizations that are there for self-interest. Because I know why I'm repeating this, because I've had people contact me for self-interest. We want people who have planned to help our people. Then we can help them. But if you come in for self-interest, we will not be able to do that, because that's not why we created Oroko USA.
Community-based interest.
Exactly. So we are here. We'll continue to do what we can. We'll stop, and wherever we stop, we know whoever picks up from us is going to continue to do what we've been doing to help the people, to educate the world about the Oroko people, and to make us known.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, Mado, one word to all the Oroko people who might be listening or might watch or listen later. Yeah, Mado, you're muted. Okay, you're good now.
Am I okay now? By
yes.
The image.
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Wow. That's the beauty of Mado. We see the whole thing now.
One word for Oroko people is like, okay, let me go down to memory lane. When we were back in the university, when Honorable Ewanga was parliamentarian, so he came to our mini cities around where we stay, they popularly know Bonamusadi, and said they should call Oroko children around. So Oroko children, like specifically girls and boys. Unfortunately, we're just girls around, so we came together. We're about 5 of us, and he gave us, he took us somewhere to eat. But we brought 2 of our friends. They were from the Northwest. So while he was trying to, who is this, who is this, who is this? And we introduced ourselves, where we came from. And that girl introduced herself, that she's coming from the Northwest. He made one statement that has been in my head for a long time, and said, he spoke in Oroko language, and he said, what we don't have is what these people have. He said, if it was these people, they will not bring their friend here. We don't have unity. So when we see, you see the broom, they call broom because it is together. That's why we have this, our common, this that don't give us so that's a load that is carried by so many people is light. So what I want to tell the Oroko people, that love yourself, because we are proud people. It's like what Diane said. If you don't get married to an Oroko woman, you are missing something. There are only 2 types in the world, Oroko and the rest. No offense to you. Because we are complete. Honestly speaking, we are complete. We know everything. We know how to cook. We know every other thing. But then Orokos should try to identify themselves with their own people.
I agree.
We should try as much as possible we don't need to be like, say, as you come to Boston and then sort out Oroko people. No. When you come like that, language did. Is there no Oroko association in my town? Okay, I'll be able to form another one or look for people. And when you see when we display our culture, people are happy. If Oroko, they dance.
Yeah.
We had a wedding in history. We displayed. Everybody wants to invite us in the occasion because we do it passionately. So my say to Oroko people, if you are an Oroko, be proud of who you are. Come, join us, showcase your beauty, showcase that's our culture because it's very rich. When they say Oroko people, come and let's celebrate. Minnesota is there. Even if you're not part of Oroko, like Oroko USA, come there and register and be one of us. When something you know that you have your brothers, you have your brothers, you are your brother's keeper. I'm very comfortable being with an Oroko person, confidently with an Oroko person, because I grew up as an Oroko person. My village, I don't know whether village is still existing. I'm sure we are just 3 of us now there. Me, Tukeni, as in Zianta, Bima. So, Bima in Zianta, we are Bima, but our village now is Zianta, is a Bekoko. I think we are just 3. Me, Tukeni, and maybe a Kine. The village is like they've just met in Indian town. But you see, we are proud of coming from Dian division, from the Koko village, and from Bima General, the police Oroko. Anywhere you are, tell your sister, tell your friends. And I proposed last time in the General Assembly, I said, if you are in a town, you know that there's an Oroko girl somewhere, an Oroko somebody. It must not be Oroko like this. Even your father gave birth to, just go and bring her in the meeting.
Even if you're 1% Oroko, we need you.
Yes. If you come to one time and she sees the way we are, we cooperate, you will never go back. Please, Orokos all over US. We are in Minnesota. Please come join us. I will just be part of us. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for that great appeal. Thank you. All right. Yeah, Frida. Any words to the Oroko people?
Okay, I will just pick up from where our Honorable SG just ended, that be the change you want to see. We all have talked about being marginalized and we want improvement, we want change. So I'm calling on all the Oroko people to belong. So if we are together, we will make the greatest change because, 2 heads are better than 1.
Well said. Well said. I don't know if Iadiale is still there, but Tata Ekole, you've given us so much information about who the Oroko people are and their cultural richness. Now, send an appeal out to every Oroko person around the globe who is not part of an Oroko association, particularly the United States Oroko people.
Yeah, before I do that, I would like to sing a song. If you permit.
Yes, please.
Amayairo yairo jomelo ringende koriongo yairo jomelo ringende koriongo yairo jomelo ringende koriongo why na mebelo why amayairo yairo jomelo ringende koriongo yairo jomelo ringende koriongo yairo
yeah, but there's already dancing.
Why? Okay, I'm just saying that traditionally, I'm just saying that we are here because our forefathers, they blessed us. That is why we are here. Any good thing that you have, you travel with it. Any good thing that you are out of your area, you showcase the goodness of it. So Oroko, we have our beautiful culture. All roads are heading to Minnesota. Everybody should go to Minnesota. We have new innovations. We have new things. Nganya will be there. Chava, Singanya. Chavanja, Yasu, Esa Kiaka, Ekiaka. Whoa. Nganya will be there. So, when the Nganya is out, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you guys. If you don't belong, you don't belong.
You have won my admiration. You are the man of the hour. You are the man of the day. You won this day.
So yeah, maybe just come and enjoy the culture. Come and enjoy the beauty. Come and enjoy what the cultural secretary can do. You know, I do the undoable, impossible, Nepa, Oroko. We are
Thank you. Thank you, Tata. I was gonna ask, I don't know about that. I remember what's the Oroko word for a person who has twins?
Sangwa Mayase.
Sangwa Mayase. Okay. I got that. Thank you. We always used to say Tani Mani, Sangwa Mayase, so I'm going to go with next time. That's good. We need to put that out there that we also have our own words to refer to people who have twins and other things like that. All right. PRO. I know you've worked a lot before I go to Mr. President of Minnesota. You've worked a lot to put this out there. Thank you so much for being a co-producer of this show today. You put everybody together. I thank you for all your work behind the scenes. And PRO, what should the world know about the upcoming event in Minnesota? What have you done to tell the world about it? What should we know?
Thank you. Yeah, I just don't want to get the cat out of the bag because I'll be meeting with you live on the studio. Let me keep that.
Yes, before I forget, Tata will be with me live on my radio show on the 25th of August in Worcester, and we shall broadcast that as well. So yeah, please. So the cat can stay in the bag until we go to the live show on the radio.
That's it. Again, for all Orokos in the planet, please come to Minnesota. There's a lot of fun, a lot of nice things. You'll be given one of the treats, a memorable one, and one for the history books. Jomio.
Jomi Tata. Jomi Galere. Tata Elangwe, let's wrap this up with you one more time. We're coming to Minnesota end of August for the convention. Remind everyone who's watching, listening, the dates and what we should be expecting on day 1 and day 2 and day 3. Both right to start with.
Barrio.
Wow.
Barrio.
Wow.
This is Tata Elangwe live from Minnesota. Well, I will start by saying this to the national executive. Thank you guys for making this happening live in Minnesota. It's because of you. So my one advice here, we are talking of identify yourself, belong. There are a lot of Orokos, a lot of Oroko children, boys and girls who don't want to belong. They have their reason. You meet them, even in my meeting here, they don't want. So let's start by treating it from the taproot. So my one advice here is the elders need to listen to the younger ones, and the younger ones need to listen to the older ones, listening, so that we both can grow together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to listen. For like, I'm an older person, I don't want to listen to a younger man because I have experience. Yeah, the younger man too, he's the younger generation, they are Android generation. When you both listen to each other, we can grow better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my advice. Number 2, Oroko, Minnesota 2024 will be a wonderful convention of its kind. We want to create history. Come and celebrate. Come and identify yourself. All the Oroko children, boys and girls, Nabatata, Nabaiya, belong. Be proud of who you are. Don't say in your Oroko meeting, I will leave this meeting for them. I'm not leaving my Oroko meeting for anybody. They will leave it for me.
Change your tribe. You can't change your plan.
So if we all say they will leave the meeting for me, technically nobody will leave. That is the message. I'm not leaving this Oroko for anybody. They will leave it for me. So if we all, nobody will leave. So I'm waiting, all of you guys. As we are talking here, I want to see your name inside the boat ride ticket. Reserve your ticket. It's going to be wonderful. We have the Spakoli, one of the Cameroonian best comedians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on the boat. He's on the boat live to make you laugh and enjoy for 2 hours, 30 minutes. To digest that stress that you come from different states. People are coming from South Africa. I have a guest from South Africa. The financial sector of South Africa, they gave him visa. He's coming live. I will host him here. I will keep him. Just to tell you how far the Oroko Convention is moving. So belong. We are moving forward. We don't have time to go backward. So belong, 2024 Oroko, Minnesota, 30th of August, 31st of August, and the 1st. So we are together. Thank you, Iyamebe.
Let me end by saying, but talking about Ian Jomi.
Romeo.
Rosomi Wenipeo. Rosomi Wenipeo.
Rosomi Ngalede.
Wonderful. Speaking so well.
Anyway, thank you so much for being a part of Talk to Me Africa today. I love my culture. I am part Oroko, and I'm not, like the president said, I'm not leaving it for anybody. Okay, so that's not going to leave me either. So we'll see you.
And there are only 2 tribes in the world, Oroko and the rest.
Oroko and the rest. And All Mercy picked that up on Facebook. Yeah, Mado, All Mercy says, yes, Oroko and the rest. That's on Facebook. And she also says, another major challenge is people not trusting the leaders with the goals. Sometimes what they say as give back does not happen. A lot of personal conflict and interest. So we're trying to eradicate that.
Exactly. That's let me just say something on that. That's a very good topic. I wrote it. Yeah. I said something about that on my write up in Jambia in our magazine, because there is topic of clan because of this kind of thing. But we don't. That's not what we are here for. But the issue there is that as an Oroko, like what the cultural secretary said, as an Oroko, it doesn't matter where you come from. You get my point? If he says something from where he's coming from, Bakundu, me, I'm coming from Bima, I will understand what he's saying. So it's an Oroko, like general welcome. All of us should endeavor to be there. Don't criticize, because it's true. In every government that they don't criticize, you are not doing work. If they criticize, that's where we sit up. Okay, this is where we're going wrong. But don't do it out of bias. Do it because we want to help the association grow. Not because we want to think that because your person is not there, you're not going to contribute. Even amongst the executive, we argue really hard. But we argue to come out with something positive for the benefit of this thing. That's it. In every situation, there will be critics, but don't criticize with bias. That's all. We should be our own. Yes, we should be our own keeper. We should help, like, together. Itongi basusu. That's it. Itongi basusu. All of us, if we carry the load together, it will be lighter. That's our motto. Yeah. So that's it.
Itongi basusu. I like that. All right, so we're going to end. The Oroko people contribute quite a lot to the cultural diversity of Cameroon, and their traditions and way of life are an integral part of Cameroon. Oroko and the rest. Yeah, Mado, thank you for saying that. And thank you.
Correction, let me correct something. Oroko, Tata Ekola is assistant cultural secretary. Man, no carry, they can't press me. I go pay fine for village.
Respect to
Man, no pay fine for village. Assistant cultural secretary.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of today's discussion. Oroko to the world. We'll see you in Minnesota at the end of August. Thank you again, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for watching on Facebook and for commenting. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
See you next time. Yeah, bye-bye.